testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Let's take them back to the club. At least about an hour I stand online. I just wanted to dance. I went to Jacob an hour after I got my advance. I just wanted to shine. Jay favorite line, dog, in due time. Now they look at me like, damn, dog, you what I am. A hip-hop legend. I think I died in an accident, cause this must be heaven. I gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to another edition of Outside the Box, whenever and wherever you may be listening. With me is a panel that is ready for the NFL draft, the NBA playoffs going on, and the NHL playoffs also. Cujo, Fabrice, I'm McBlame, the man that needs no introduction.
I really don't. Everybody knows me. Autographs. No pictures, please. Only autographs, you know. I have time. I don't have time for all that. I'm happy to be here, though.
Wait, do you expect us to take you seriously after that one? You're not allowed to
Oh,
answer.
please. I
Jason.
do have people asking for
I'm
autographs.
glad to give anybody an autograph, unlike my companion here.
Yeah, I'm not. I guess I'm the host, Claire Hill, but I'm not as full as myself as some people around
Just
here.
not as famous. Just not as famous.
Today we have some topics on Kobe Bryant being amnestied, possibly. The NHL playoffs. Is the NHL season too long? The NFC North draft. Which team would you like to own? But let's first start out with Kobe Bean Bryant and the LA Lakers. Cujo, we'll start with you. Would you consider amnestying Kobe if you're the Lakers?
Like I said last week, I wasn't gonna yell as much anymore because
No, yell.
no, because I'm trying to respect
Quit
the
being
audience.
soft.
You know,
Say what you gotta say.
I'm trying to respect the audience, but Kobe Bean Bryant, the Mamba, what? Vino? You're gonna amnesty him? The guy brought you 5 championships, and you're gonna tell me they're considering amnesty him?
So he
we
brought
know
them.
they're not
He was the
saying
only
it.
person on the team when they won 5
Well,
championships.
that's not what I mean. People say it all
That's
the
what
time.
she
He
said.
brought it to him. That doesn't mean he's the only one that contributed. What I'm saying here is there are players in the NBA history you shouldn't even think about talking to amnesty. And their names are pretty similar, pretty popular. You got LeBron, you got Kobe, you got Jordan. If you talk amnesty with those guys, you should get slapped. Amnesty
Can
them?
I say this? How the hell do you bring LeBron in this again? I said stop talking about it because he doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about.
I'll talk about him when I want. And that's what I'm doing right now.
Enough with you,
This
Jason.
is all the time. Well, I don't think you've looked at this enough because he's still one of the best players in the league, but he's definitely not worth the $30 million salary he has next year. And
You
then,
can renegotiate.
what? He's not going to renegotiate. He's Kobe Bryant. But in any case, on top of that $30 million, they're going to be hit with about $100 million luxury tax hit. So if you're going to tell me Kobe Bryant's worth nearly $150 million,
That's not Kobe's fault. Pau Gasol's getting $20 million. He does not deserve that.
yeah. So are you saying we should amnesty Pau
I will
Gasol?
get rid of
No,
both of them.
trade Pau
You
Gasol.
can't amnesty both
Okay.
of them.
But, yeah,
against
and
the rules.
even if you amnesty Kobe, you still pay the $30 million, which
you shouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
they should,
I
but
mean-
then they don't have to pay
Yeah.
$100 in
Yeah.
luxury tax, and their salary cap completely opens up. Ton of free agents in 2014. Your boy LeBron, Carmelo, who knows Kevin Love, not liking where
Nobody
his
knows where
situation.
LeBron's going. He could sign with a European team. I think this might hurt a lot of Kobe fans, people that say they're Kobe fans. I would find a way to get rid of him, and I'll tell you why. Either you amnesty him or you trade him. Trading is the better option. If you can trade him, get something for him, trade him to a team like the Bulls, they can give you something back. There's plenty of other teams out there that would want him where he has a chance. New York Knicks, that's a possibility. Get something back for him. Get rid of the salary. They're going nowhere fast anyway.
Yep.
And let's be honest, they're not a championship
We
contender
know that,
next year.
but
So what are you holding on
There's
to?
a
What do you need
respect
Kobe
level
for?
here. The guy,
It's
he's meant
business.
too much.
It's
he's meant
business.
too much for your organization.
They traded Shaq, and he was a better player than Kobe.
Well, Shaq didn't want to play with Kobe, and we knew this.
So Kobe,
No, Kobe
Kobe's
didn't want-
worth
it was-
over
it was
$100 million
opposite.
Okay, it was a
for one
mutual
season
Kobe
fight.
is
for this
not.
organization.
I'm not taking
Exactly.
sides. I'm not a Kobe fan, for God's sake.
You're basically giving up $130 million by having him on the roster because you got the $30 million of the contract plus the $100 million tax you got to pay, luxury tax. So get rid of him. I'd get rid of Pau Gasol. I'd probably keep Howard, but get pieces, get draft picks. This team's going nowhere anyway. They're in the middle. The worst, I keep telling people this, the worst place in the NBA to be is in the middle. You're better off being the Bobcats. You know why?
Yep.
Because they got a couple pieces. They're going to have a lot of draft picks year after
You
year
get
after
a
year.
first or
Eventually,
second
you
pick in the
accumulate.
draft.
Where the
That's
Lakers
huge.
are right now, they're going nowhere. They're maybe making the playoffs every year.
It's not Kobe's going to play 5 more years. He's only going to play probably like 3 years and he's out. You know,
If
the
that.
guy's played 17 seasons.
You're gonna look.
You can't keep him for 2 seasons?
If you
So-
can restructure his contract and get it below $20 million, then maybe it's worth the deal.
But-
$30 million, he's not worth it.
That's
Well, we
almost half
understand
your
that part.
whole salary.
We understand
and
he
it's,
doesn't
and,
deserve
and
30.
Cujo,
but
you always do this. You cut out blank checks for him. Like, oh yeah, the owner should do this because it's not your money. There's no way I'm paying him that much. He's not that good anymore. Still a great player, but he's not. Everyone just hears the name Kobe and they think, oh, he's a top 10 NBA player. That's not where he is anymore. He was. Not
still
anymore.
top
And that's the
10.
problem.
Clay,
And
if
that-
you tell me Kobe Bryant's not
Of all
top 10,
time,
you have not watched
I'm
basketball.
talking about of all time. Kobe is no.
I'll
Right?
put
no.
him in the top 10.
Where he's at right
Listen,
now, he's not top 10.
No.
I'm saying his
What do you mean
career
right now?
maybe, but I mean,
Yeah, his career,
I
of
mean, like
course.
the way he's playing right now.
But what's his
He's not
value
that
to the
good.
Lakers
Nobody
right now?
is
It's
top
not
10
that
forever.
high.
Michael Jordan, we saw Michael Jordan play for the Wizards. He played like, what's his name, Johnny Flynn.
Okay,
No,
What is this?
Okay,
Michael
but the
Jordan-
We
Wizards.
saw Michael
no.
play in
Michael
Washington.
Jordan, Michael
Don't
Jordan
say
with the
like,
Wizards isn't.
we're
that-
not saying
isn't-
here.
Is
Listen,
probably at the
listen.
same level.
The
as
Wizards
Kobe.
weren't.
No,
The Wizards
he
weren't
didn't take
paying
him to the
Michael
playoffs.
Jordan $30
The hell he
million.
did.
Because he had a terrible team.
Well, there you
Kobe
go.
has Dwight Howard, and they barely made the playoffs.
Listen, we understand.
Understand
we
what?
understand.
What do you
we
understand?
That he doesn't deserve all that money. But there's a respect level that I'm bringing
Once
up
again,
here.
All right, let's move on to the next topic.
You're just
We're going nowhere.
sacrificing the
Yeah,
next
you're
few
just-
seasons
you're
because
just throwing away money
they
'cause you're not-
can't
'cause you're
make a
not paying
team
for it. We
when
talked
you're
about-
paying
How do you
half
say
your
this
team's
when we brought
salary
up that
on it.
baseball money
We're
stuff?
moving on. We're moving on. The NBA playoffs, many believe that they are too long. What do you guys think? They go from mid-April all the way through mid-June. Jason, we'll start with you.
As a fan, I don't like it from my perspective. And there's only 2 to 3 games a day, even in this first round, when you have 8 different matchups. And so they get a lot of days off. I mean, they're taking 1-2 days off in between games. I think they could be playing more. But as far as from the league's perspective, they need to stretch out this time. This is where the NBA makes their money, is in the playoffs. And they're not, early in the season, they're not doing much. This is, into June is where they need to be.
Cujo.
Like you just said right now, it's all business. The more time they get fans to
So
stick
this
to
is
the
business,
TV.
but when they have Kobe, it's not.
I'm making your point, talking about it's all business. So I'm agreeing with you with that point, that part of the business
you
part.
flip-flop all
Listen. Like you just said just now, it's all business, right? They're doing this just because more people are gonna keep watching because they're gonna be glued to the TV. And it's more money for the NBA, and I'm fine with it. It's not too long. It's only 4 rounds. I mean, it's only 4 rounds. It's not like a long, like 3 months playoffs. It's only 1 month and a half, probably, if even.
2 months.
That's 2 months.
Last year,
But-
it went from April 16th to June 14th.
Well, look, listen up, people. I said this on my podcast. Spread the love if you want to listen to it. All sports is 12 pieces of real estate. You got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That's all it is. 12 pieces of real estate that every league is fighting for. Right now, the NBA, they've got April. They've got part of April. They're splitting it with baseball. But they've got May and June. That's all they got. July, we're all
Only
gone.
part of
Everyone's
June.
all celebrating, they're partying, they're having a good time. All gone. No one's paying attention to sports as much. Look at the MLB as an example. The MLB has 162 games, much too long. They go the season all the way until September and then playoffs in October, and no one's even watching. They should cut the season and move the playoffs up to August. The MLB used to own August, so they gave up a beachfront hotel to the NFL, who now owns August. The NBA, the NHL, the MLB, they're all fighting for months with the NFL because the NFL is dominating our country right now for popularity. So the NBA should keep the same format. If they're going to cut anything, I can see that. Cut out the start of the year. You don't need to be playing basketball in October. Start mid-November or early December. There's no need to be playing games that. And in effect, they think that they lose money. But if they think that they lose money if they cut games out. But if you look at what they pay the players, NBA players get paid the top value more than any other sport.
On average, yeah.
On average, yeah, that's what. So they're actually, and more teams actually lose money than make money anyway. So cut out the start of the season, because a lot of people no one's interested in basketball in October and November.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people are.
No, not that many people
Well,
are. Look at the
not-
ratings.
not that many.
You're talking about getting mainstream sports fans. You're not talking
the
about
NBA
people like you that are obsessed with it.
The NBA as a whole, their issue right now is if you're not a huge market like New York, Los Angeles, right now Miami, maybe Boston, if you're not in that
hell, you
group,
didn't even say Chicago.
Chicago, I'm very sorry.
Yeah, you should.
Did I offend
Don't
you?
take offense to
Anyway,
everything.
besides that,
You just said major markets. It's a major market.
Maybe he forgets.
one of the three big states. But anyway, besides that, NBA teams are struggling. The stadiums are fairly empty. They're struggling to make money. Unless your team is really good, like Oklahoma City, they got to find a way to fill a stands. And shorten the season up, that might do that.
Exactly. And you didn't even think about this. Miami won the championship. They lost money last year as a team.
Well, explain.
They lost money.
They were not profitable last year.
They were not profitable. So if you were in business 101, you would say that's a bad business to own. The NBA is not that profitable. If you're an owner, if they use their brains, they don't, because they don't look at the big picture. All right, we're gonna go on a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna have Smoke and Joe Molino in to talk some NFL draft. We are back to talk a little NFL draft stuff. Joseph Molino, pleasure to have you in. Are you ready for the NFL draft?
Of course.
Joe loves football. No one loves football more than Joe. All right, so let's start out. I want to give you guys, we'll start out with, we're going to do this nice and swift NFC North draft outlook. Let's start with the Vikings. Who do you guys have the Vikings taking with their first two picks? Joe, we'll start with you.
First two picks. They want to take Teo, and I think that is a horrible decision for the Vikings.
Horrible decision. You don't like him?
Horrible. Yes, I am an Islander as well, and I think it's a horrible pick. Horrible. Anywhere, they got to pick, obviously they're going to pick a wide receiver, and I like Justin Hunter, to be honest.
Okay, so you got Hunter. Who else you got him taking?
And also, I'd love to see him take a defensive tackle.
Okay.
Sheldon Richardson from Missouri. Match him up with, just like with Kevin Williams and Pat Williams. He's another guy who could kind of fill that role, to have that wall, give more space for Jared Allen to make plays.
Tired, but
but
Kevin
No,
Williams.
I'm saying like filling the role like Pat
Oh,
Williams
all
in the
right, I
wall.
got you. I thought you said okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they have two picks in the first one. That's good for them. I think the first one should go to the defensive tackle from North Carolina. Big guy, 313 pounds.
Sylvester Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Lou Williams,
The guy,
right there.
the guy's a baller. He's fast enough. He can rush the quarterback. As big as Kevin Williams and a little
Yeah, I
more
like that
athletic.
pick, too.
He's
I like that
he's
pick,
more a
too.
little bit more athletic. So I like him. And the second pick, I think they should go with Robert Woods from USC. You know, the guy's a versatile receiver.
Whoa.
Yes,
That's
it's a big
This is
controversial.
Christian Ponder all over again.
Maybe in the second round.
Yeah.
It's a big controversial,
Later,
but I would
later,
take Robert Woods.
So wait until he's valuable. Don't take him when you
Listen,
don't need to.
have you seen the guy playing USC? He
Yeah,
didn't
it's
play.
college. It's a lot
Do you
different.
remember Dwayne Jarrett at USC? Well, you weren't in America then, but Dwayne Jarrett was a great
I
college
watched
receiver at
football.
USC, and he
USC
went
went
to-
Believe it or
Six
not,
this
there's
year.
football
Jason,
all
who
over
you got him
in
taking?
France.
Well,
You can-
I also
there
think
are
they'll go
TVs.
defensive tackle. Probably if Williams is there, I think they'll definitely take him. Monte Taylor, I think, is a better pick than you might think, Joe, because they definitely need to find a
They
fit
do
at
need
middle
a line- but
linebacker.
we do have two good linebackers.
Yeah,
right
I
now,
know. And like AJ said last week, they could definitely move over
Yeah,
Aaron Henderson to middle linebacker and get Alec Ogletree if he falls that far. Otherwise, they might go receiver. We've seen that before. That failed with Troy Williamson, but we'll see.
I think if the Vikings are smart, they go with Teo and Sylvester Williams.
Yeah.
I think Sheldon Richardson's the better D tackle between those two, but he's not going to fall that far. Teo is a great value pick. It'd be a good fit for the Vikings.
I just think it's a
they'll go-
risk. I just think it's a risk.
Well,
too much.
any draft pick is a risk, but it's a perfect fit for the Vikings. He's a Notre Dame guy. Rick Spielman loves him. He's friends with Harrison Smith.
Yeah,
They're buddies. I mean, it's a good
They're
fit.
drafting a lot of ND guys
Yeah,
recently.
it's a-
Kyle Rudolph, too.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
So-
it's a good fit. He's a smart kid. He's got good character. Just because he isn't good with
I
the
just-
ladies.
He didn't know
he had a
He's not good-
girlfriend.
He's not good with the ladies. He'll fit right in with the ladies. All right.
I just have a little, little uneasy feeling about it.
Yeah,
but
okay. I wouldn't go with a receiver here, and they're not going to have a good passing offense regardless of who they draft.
They can
Get
boost
Jerry
their
Rice
output.
in there, and he still has Christian Ponder throwing him the ball. So they're only ever going to be average throwing the ball. They're not going to be above average. So there's no point of wasting a first-round pick on a receiver.
If they can get
Especially
Robert
when
Woods
it's
in
a
the
deep
second
draft
round.
of receivers.
Yeah.
All right, now let's go quickly with the Lions with the 5th pick. Joe, who you got?
I'm going to have to go with Ezekiel Ansah. Defensive
Ansah, all
end,
right.
BYU. Want to know why?
All right.
They have two solid defensive tackles. Ndamukong Suh, Nick Fairley. Throw them in on the outside. That's a scary defensive line you're facing.
It is, especially after they lost Cliff Averill.
They,
Cujo?
they need a linebacker, So
They need a lot.
let's be serious. Detroit needs a lot all the time. So what I'm saying is they need a linebacker. I don't know who they want to pick, but just make sure it's one of those top fast linebackers.
Okay.
That's where the league is going.
Jason.
Fast linebackers.
There's a lot of talented offensive tackles at the top of the draft. I think they'll probably go with Eric Fisher from Central Michigan or Lane Johnson from Oklahoma, one of those guys.
I think the best pick for them is taking D. Milliner from Alabama. If he
Cornerback?
falls to the 5th pick, yes. If you look, you're probably talking, you got the 2 best receivers in the NFL, Brandon Marshall and Calvin Johnson. Whatever order you want, I don't care. That's
Cobb's
2 best
well,
receivers in the NFL. Then you got all the guys on Green Bay. So you're consistently facing top wideouts in your division, and you got to be able to win more games in your division. They went 0-for in our division last year.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between them and last year. Last year they were successful in this division. This year they were not. So they got to get some guys that can cover receivers. Their secondary is horrible. They could also use the offensive lineman. Lane Johnson makes sense. But then I could also see him taking a D tackle like Mingo, Barkevious Mingo. That wouldn't be a stretch. Right? Or you said
Great play.
Ezekiel. If he falls that far, I don't know if he's going to fall that far, and especially with Cliff Averill gone. All right, now let's talk about the Cheeseheads. Jason.
Well, the Packers, obviously, their weakness right now is their defense, particularly that secondary probably. And I think they'll probably go out and get a safety, probably Matt Elam from Florida.
You think he's going to fall that far, right?
I'm sorry we have to talk about the Packers. I'm always heated up when we talk about green, that horrible color they have, green and yellow. So I guess I have to talk about them. I mean, their offense is really good. We know this. Their defense, up and down. They don't have a stable defense, and I think they should go with get some defensive tackles. Get some guys that can actually rush. B.J. Raji can do stuff, but he gets tired too fast. The guy,
He's a big boy. He's a big boy.
He's really overrated.
I mean,
He's pretty overrated. Joe,
they need a defensive tackle. They do.
I'm going to say they do need to work in defense, and I'm going to say outside linebacker, opposite side of
Okay, another
Clay
pass
Matthews.
rusher.
Yep.
Okay.
That's good.
They took Perry last year, so I hope they take Eddie Lacy because I think he's probably one of the most
Running back?
overrated players in the draft. And I think he'll.
They do need a running back.
They do need a running back, but look who he's running behind. They got like 4 first-round offensive linemen from Alabama.
Yeah.
I mean, that tells. Look at the holes they're running by. I mean, come on,
True. And
stick Ian there, and Ian's gonna rush for 1,000 yards at Alabama. You see those holes? You can fit a semi through there. So.
Trent Richardson had
I think the
pretty good first year,
the
though.
best pick for Green Bay is actually Bjorn Warner. And I talked to Kuzi, our resident cheesehead. I talked to him about this earlier, and they need a 3-4 D lineman. They need another guy. They need a DN. Ever since they lost Cullen Jenkins to Philadelphia, people have been able to run the ball on them at will. They haven't been able to get a good passer, so I think that's the best fit for them. They could also go Dante Jones from USC,
yep. I was about to say that.
Malik Wilson if he falls, All right, now let's talk about the most important team in the NFC North, the Chicago Bears.
Of course.
Jason, we'll start with you.
I think they're going to go right to fill in that hole that's left from Ryan Urlacher and go inside linebacker. This would probably be a stretch, but Arthur Brown from Kansas State.
Oh, Kuzi is sad.
Kuzi would like
Doesn't
that.
want those Kansas State players going to the
I don't know
Bears.
if Ogletree could fit that role, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Cujo.
Like I said before, I was sorry about the Packers, and I'm sorry about the Bears too. That I have to talk about them. Yes.
Shut your mouth.
But whatever.
What's
okay.
your problem?
But here's my point with the Bears. Yes, they have an offense that can score at times. They can. Their defense, corners can play, but I feel
What do
like
you
the
mean they
corners.
can play? They led,
That's a
they had the two
compliment.
leading interceptions.
Relax. I don't want to rub all over them. Clay,
Yeah, they led the
they're
NFL
good.
in
They're good
interceptions.
players. Okay, I don't want to rub myself all over them. Relax. Okay,
Yeah,
they're
no,
good
you
players.
say
I
it
give
for
them the
AP.
praise. I give them the. They're what's his name? The middle
Who
linebacker.
do you think they're going to draft?
Urlacher?
Urlacher. Are they going to sign him again or not? If they're not,
We don't
get a
know.
linebacker. Get a linebacker.
So you'd
That's
have him
what they
taking a
need. Yeah.
linebacker. Nobody specific. All right. Good job.
This one represents from the big boys, Chance Warmack.
All right, you got him falling. All
From
right.
Alabama.
All right.
Want to know why? He is just
A monster.
a monster. Oh, my God.
He's the NFL version of Joe Molina.
Oh, he is a
Who?
monster.
Chance Warmack from Alabama.
Okay.
I'm telling you, if he gets drafted, he will open up holes in Chicago.
Matt
He will
Forte
be
will be running it.
he will be on the team for
Like Forrest
decades
Gump.
and just anchor
All right.
the O-line.
Joe, I love that pick. I said that exactly. I think if either him or Cooper falls, they'll take one of them for offensive guard. I don't think either of them will fall that far. I think also if Tyler Eifert's there, they're going to take him. And I don't think it's necessarily the biggest need. They signed a tight end. They signed Martellus Bennett, who's a solid NFL tight end, gets you 7 touchdowns, catch 60 balls. But Eifert is going to be a star in this league. And if he falls that far, you got to take him because it's the best value. Mm-hmm. It's not the thing they need most now that Kellen Davis is gone. Thank God. But, that's the best player available if they have him. But I think it'll be DJ Fluker from Alabama, offensive tackle. I'm going to think he's going to fall that far. I think maybe they still want to load up on the offensive line. Otherwise, Ogletree or Te'o.
Any Alabama offensive lineman is a great
Arthur
pick,
Brown
so.
also. Either one of those 3 middle linebackers I think is probably most likely they take one of them. And I'm fine with any of them. I kind of like Ogletree because I think he's the closest thing to Urlacher. 6'2", 242. He can gain some weight, but he can really run.
Yep.
I mean, you saw him in the LSU game chasing guys down. Mm-hmm. All right, we are going to go on a quick break and bring in Red Nation. Red Nation, Taylor joining us back on the set. Ian, how you feeling?
Just wonderful. How are you feeling?
Good. This is the best day of my life.
Oh, that's good.
When is it not a great day here in Minnesota where the weather is always nice?
70s this weekend.
Yes. So let's talk about this.
You're pumped.
Wild. It looks like a tight race. We thought they would get a fourth or fifth seed originally. Now they're slotted at the 7th right now. Are they going to make the playoffs, Ian?
Yes, they will. They will be making the playoffs since that win last night. And talking to Kevin Gorg last night, Kings beat the Red Wings tonight. Wild clinch a playoff spot.
And you think that'll happen?
Yeah.
Okay. Cujo?
I mean, originally I put it on yesterday's game against the Kings for them to. That was the game for me. If they won that, they would have made the playoffs. If they lost it, better chance they would have missed the playoffs. So they did a good job to beat them, got their 2 points and stuff. So I think they're just gonna slide themselves in, sneak in.
Yeah. Jason?
Yeah.
They'll get in.
I wouldn't even call it a sneak in. I mean, they're 2 points above Columbus, 3 points above Detroit. So they're already, right now, they're in the 7th slot. And they played 2 teams that are under 500 to finish the season. So I think they'll get in.
Okay, so they got Edmonton and Calgary?
Colorado.
Colorado, sorry.
Avalanche.
So I kind of think I got to feel like they're going to sneak in too. 2 points ahead. You got to think they'll be able to get in. And Detroit playing tonight, that's a big game, like you said, against LA. But if Detroit wins, they're breathing down their neck. They're also, Columbus is right there. I think it's a big deal for the Wild if they can get the 7th seed, not the 8th seed. I don't think you want to be going, I mean, I know I'm impartial to the Blackhawks, but I don't think you want to be going out to Chicago for the first round. I think the Wild feel a lot, especially a team they have not played well against. I think you feel a lot better going out to Anaheim.
And Anaheim has been slumping lately, too.
Anaheim, exactly, and Anaheim has not looked that good. So I think if the Wild go out to Anaheim, they got a good chance to win that series. Now, the NHL has had the lockout this year, obviously. Shortened season of 48 games. There's 2 games left in the season. Typically, it's 82 games. Jason, we'll start with you. Is a shortened NHL season better?
I think they could shorten up a little bit, but not a lot. This season, it did grab my attention. Of course, it helped with the Blackhawks streak and the Penguins streak. It got me watching. It got me interested more than normal. But they do need to keep the season fairly long, especially where their fan base is up north. But they could shorten it a little bit.
Fabrice?
I mean, you forgot the Capitals streak. Come on. I picked them to win the Stanley Cup, so yeah, I'm sticking with that. No, I was excited about this year. Oh, yeah, you'll see. I was excited this year about the whole shortened season. I think more fans got involved because, like you said, the NBA and NHL early on, no one's really caring because it's so many games, 82-game season, so anything can happen. So I'm glad that the season was shortened, so I think it'd be better if they shortened it, definitely.
Ian?
Well, the season was great when it was shortened. All those fans all around the country loved it. But you can't shorten down to 48. If I could pick a number, it'd be 60. Talking to Kevin Gorg, he's told me you can't cut games right now because you'd lose a lot of money.
I'm with you on that. Ian is the hockey purist on the set. I think that you cut the season down maybe to 62 games, something like that. You can't cut out games at the end of the year. I don't think hockey goes too long. I see they're fighting with the NBA for popularity. I think that you cut out games in October and November, and then keep the season nice and spread out. 62 games is exciting. This season's been exciting, but obviously they could have a little more games. And you can't lose that many games because you lose so much money. But if you cut out games at the start of the year, a lot of the teams at the bottom, it's going to help them out. Because even if you think you have less games, now people are going to be more excited because there's less games. Each game is more important.
You just can't cut them because you just lose too much money.
Yeah, you can't cut too many.
Well, you can't right now even cut any.
Yeah, because NHL, okay. Fair point, fair point. All right, we're going to go on another quick break. Ian, thank you for joining us. When we come back, we're going to do Cujo versus Jason. Will Cujo ever win?
I'm Roosevelt.
Two of a kind. For your information, we're two of a kind.
Two of a kind. It's my observation, we're two of a kind.
Like peas in a pod.
And birds of a feather, alone or together, you'll find that we are two of a kind.
We are back with Cujo versus Jason. Is it 5 in a row?
It is.
So-
I left the bout at home since I figured it would stay there.
Wow.
You got jokes. You got
Cocky.
jokes. You got
Cocky.
jokes.
Wow. Randy
Like I
Moss
said,
over here.
eventually a winner will rise, and that will be the biggest.
All
winner.
right, let's
Okay.
start out.
Okay, we'll see.
This is one I think Cujo should be able to get. Togo gained its independence from France in what year?
1960.
Wait.
Jason.
Yeah, I'll give it to him. You got to say Cujo and then 1960. Hey, I'm proud of you. You know your independence. That's good.
No kidding. I was born in the country.
All right, let's just
That's not fair.
All right, which sports figure holds the record for appearing the most times on the cover of Sports Illustrated?
Cujo, MJ, Michael Jordan.
Good one. 2-0.
Oh, no.
47 times. Jason is in trouble. All right. In this game, there was only 13 original rules.
Jason. Basketball.
Correct. 2-1. One of the boys in the Sandlot, he plays the catcher position for
Jason.
the team.
Ham.
No, because you got to hear the whole thing.
Oh.
Now Cujo's entitled to it.
Oh.
Is given the nickname Ham by the other kids. What is the kid's actual name?
I've never watched that. Oh my God. I've never watched it.
Do neither of you know?
I'm thinking.
Oh my God.
Tick, tock.
Okay, I'll take a guess. Cujo. I don't know. I really don't know.
All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
Oh, no.
Finish this famous line by Muhammad Ali. I have wrestled with the alligator. I have tussled with a whale. I done handcuff lightning.
Jason. Throw thunder in jail.
He got it. All right, 2-2. All right, so wow, this is gonna be a tough one. The World Cup of Soccer has only been won by 3 European countries, which they are
Jason.
West Germany and fill in the other 2.
Jason. Spain.
Wrong.
Oh, wait. World Cup of Soccer?
Yes, World Cup. The World Cup.
Cujo.
Spain.
Spain is in Europe.
I know.
Spain
Spain won in
last year.
2010.
Your questions
Check
are
your
odd.
answer. Spain won in 2010. And do you know the other one?
France.
Nope.
Okay.
There's many other ones.
Okay.
France and
say
Italy.
Spain is in
Spain,
there.
France,
Hey,
and Italy.
Italy. That's not even two.
Give me
Two, that's
West
3.
Germany, Spain. Give me the other 2.
France and Italy.
We all
Wrong.
What?
The other 2.
No.
England and Italy.
France has won the World Cup.
France has
Wow,
1998.
forget you guys.
You don't know the answer. I know this answer.
All right, listen.
Next question.
This is our. In 1991, when Burnsville won the state championship, what teacher from Burnsville was on the other team?
Jason.
How are you supposed to know that?
Mr. Krebs.
Ding, ding, ding! What is that?
Wow!
Yes.
Wow! What a comeback!
England?
Yeah, it was England.
England, France, or England, Spain, and Italy.
Francis Warner won
No,
from
there are more other ones too.
Hey,
It's
all right.
more than 2.
Now, Jason wins. No surprise there. Let's move into which league, professional league, would you like to be an owner in if you got to choose? It's random draw once you get to pick. Jason, we'll start with you since you're the winner.
Well, to me, it's pretty obvious right now. I'd definitely take a team in the NFL. Of the 50 most valuable teams in the world, all 32 NFL teams are in there.
Yeah.
So I think as far as a value standpoint, you'd definitely be taking NFL. But it's so well run. It's the most popular sport in America, and it's always going to be dominating American
Fabio.
culture in the
And
future.
of all the 50 most richest clubs in the world, you have about 15 or something like that soccer teams. Now,
So
I would like to go
You would
to.
take one of the soccer leagues.
Yeah, I would
Well,
take.
what if you don't get one of the teams at the bottom? They don't make a lot of money. It's the teams at the top.
NFL profits
Is
are almost
more on
double that
average.
of English Premier League.
Well,
Almost double, 984 million to 513.
that's because the NFL is just
Is
one.
that successful?
It doesn't matter. We're asking. All right, so Cujo,
I'll
pick
take-
soccer.
I'll take-
I would
yeah.
take the NFL also. The Carolina Panthers are worth more than a lot of baseball teams. They're worth over $1 billion. So just think about that. The Panthers, they're not even good. I mean, the NFL is an easy money-making process right now, so that's who I would take. All right, guys, thanks for joining the show. When we come back, we're going to have Hot Wheels. Let's talk a little draft. All right, let's move the couch quick.
Blinded by the light, wrapped up like a douche, another runner in the night. Blinded by the light, wrapped up like a douche, another runner in the night. Blinded.
All right, we are back with Johnny Hotcakes over here, Hot Wheels,
How's
whatever
it
you want
going,
to call
everybody?
them.
Glad to be back.
You are glad to
Just
be back.
rolling
All right,
on
tell us,
through.
who do you have with the 27th pick in the NFL draft the Green Bay Packers are taking?
Well, they have the 26th
20,
pick.
whatever.
But
I don't care about the Packers. I knew you were going to do that.
I have them taking Matt Elam, safety out of Florida.
That's
I agree
a-
with Jason on
pipe
this one.
dream.
So
Think he's going to fall that far?
I believe he will.
Okay, who do you have
yes.
the Vikings taking?
The Vikings, I have them getting Sylvester Williams and Manti Te'o. I think Manti Te'o is a win for the Vikings because it fills a need, and it's a win for him. He can learn how to, deal with women with Love Boat number 2 probably happening.
Keep doing these jokes, man. I can't. Who do you have the Bears taking?
The Bears, I got Alec Ogletree out of the Bears, Chicago.
I thought you were going to make some convict joke in Chicago.
I could have.
Didn't come. All right, how do we mess up on this show besides my trivia thing?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, obviously,
Trivia, yes.
Spain, Cujo never seen. Sandlot, that's big mess up there. And,
He's French. What can you expect?
I hate to talk about soccer, but Cujo, how did Barcelona do yesterday?
Wait, was it 4-0 they lost?
I believe it was 4-0.
4-0. He's a soccer team.
Yeah. And
Thomas
if
is
I-
yelling something. I can't tell what he's saying. All right, anything else, Kuzi?
Just if I had to pick a league to buy a professional sports team, it'd definitely be the NFL. Soccer, it's a good league to buy, but what if you get stuck with one of the Togo teams? Like, you're making bugs and tree bark.
All right. What do you think? How do you think Krebs feels about losing to Burnsville in the 1991 state championship?
You know what? I think
He's
he
probably
must.
pretty sad.
Yeah, I bet he's sad, but
Do you think he still cries about it at night?
I think maybe he cries himself to sleep just thinking of it every single night. But obviously he liked Burnsville when he lost to them because he came back here to teach us all
All right.
how to.
Thank you for coming
lose.
back, Krebs. That's all we have time for you. Thank you, Kuzi.
Yep.
We'll see you all next week. Have fun watching the draft. Thank you.